Hello everybody. I hope you are all doing well. And oh, thank you for the sub there, Alignment Inc. I assume. Oh, I was about to say, I assume that you have had to run, but you know you are right here, so thank you. But yes, hey Goth and Puddlord. Yeah, so, what's happening? What's happening? Do I ever know what's happening? No, I never know what's happening. But, what we're going to do today is, we're going to do some more Satisfactory. And shocking, I know. I know. You weren't braced for this. I know. But basically, Longfang's taken the night off, a very well earned night off. It should be mentioned. So I am gonna just stream some of my own personal secret factory, which admittedly I have streamed before, but like the first couple of hours of playing. Whereas this will be me, like I think 12 hours in of just playing it like on my own time, and I thought I'd just play some of that because it's what I want to be playing anyway. Because this game has now stolen my entire life. Please tell me you're curling your mustache while doing that voice. I don't remember what the voice in particular was, but I don't have enough of a mustache right now to like curl the edges. I'm afraid. My mustache doesn't grow that long in general, which is a pity because it would be fun to be able to like wax it up to have a big curly mustache. That does sound like that would be a fun time. But sadly, you do not get to pick what facial hair you get. Where are we? Oh yeah, you don't want to have to try and remember something you wrote like years ago, Puddlord. That's always terrible. And no worries, Corvus. You may shout all you wish. I will not judge someone for their caps lock usage. I struggle to remember things I wrote this morning. Oh, I get you. There are a lot of scripts for videos that start off because I write like I'll get an idea in my head and I will write and I'll just write like I'll have an idea for a joke or an introduction or a turn of phrase in relation to something, and I'll just like quickly write that down, and then that just goes. That's just in the Google Drive, and then because I know I'll forget it by the time I come around to writing like whatever video it will be. Because I mean, hell, I currently started writing. I say started writing. For chips and general music. Thank you very much, Alignment Inc. Thank you very much. It's very generous of you. Most appreciated. What was I saying? Yeah, I'll like write this stuff down, and like so it's there because I know I'll forget it. I'll be like, that's a good joke. I'll write that down, and then in a year's time I'll pick it up. And yeah, there's the thing I'm writing at the moment. Like most of the introduction and the outro I wrote like 7 months ago. Because I just kind of had the right. I knew the words I wanted to use, so I'm like, okay, I'll quickly write that down, and then, eventually I had to sort that out, and like now I've actually come to it, and it's like, good. So I have to do like 10% less work. Excellent. I think you look rather strapping with a handlebar moustache. I don't think I've ever done the handlebar actually. Oh, I need to sort out my thing because this doesn't like. Okay, come on. There we go. Now you gotta run. I have on your factory and do some sick jumps with me in the golf cart. I can try, but I don't think I'll get the golf cart. I'm quite early on in this run, but thank you very much, Alignment. Okay. Okay. Let us do the thing. I'll just show you round. I'll show you round my little world. For it has grown significantly since you last saw it. And I've been trying to be good and keep it much less spaghetti-y than the last world. I've kind of got everything set up for, I think it's phase 2 I'm currently chipping through. But sort of building everything with a bit more future-proofing in mind. Because I think I'd just finished... Had I finished, or was I just working through phase 1 when I did the last stream of this? That would involve me remembering weeks ago. That ain't happening. Also, let me know if it gets choppy, because I'm on my own. I turned the graphics settings back up, so if things start getting choppy, let me know. And I shall turn things down. I say after this initial loading period where it's always a bit choppy because nightmares. Inside Web's Wonderland. So you top yourself off, Mod Hale, and hey, Shanus. But yes, so second factory started in the desert this time because that seemed like a fun thing to do. And yeah, I'm slowly assembling a factory. And there's a fucking big lad over there. Okay, cool. It's blue. Yeah, originally, I mean, it's actually kind of like a turquoisey green color. But originally, I had it in Constructicon colors. But I found out that whenever I use the custom swatch for it, it'll work on things, but if you set it to be the default, it won't actually set as the default, and it'll just create, like, things with no color palette applied, so they're, like, completely black. I don't know why that is, but it was just starting to annoy me, having to manually color absolutely everything, so I just decided, fuck it, and I just changed it to this pleasing color, which sort of reminds me, it sort of makes me think of kind of a pastel Sons of Horus kind of vibe. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, so obviously got space elevator. I think actually was it the space elevator was the last thing I built. 3,000 assembly director systems and 500 nuclear pasta almost done. Oh, good work, Shanus. Yeah, how many hours you put into it? Because it took like 220 for our first run. And thank you, Issa, for the sub. 42 months on a 17-month streak. Hecking flip. Thank you very much. But yeah, okay, let's break this down. Okay, so burp. Just holding on to my nut. It's my emotional support nut. So this is kind of the main bit of the factory that deals with all of my iron production. I have not yet found the recipe to make easier screws, so I'm having to do them from rods, which is very annoying because you have to do more, which is very aggravating. But there's room to expand because I made sure that... Let's try and get through here. I don't have the jetpack yet. It's most annoying. Things are a bit messy over here because this is all temporary, these paths. Because, yeah, once I've finished this phase, I'm going to get rid of the space elevator and make a dedicated platform for it elsewhere. So this will then be free to expand out all that way. So I can make that as big as I need to. I will cup the nut. And thank you, Modale. I've then got multiple little mini buildings out here, which I guess I could make into one big building if I wanted, but I kind of like the idea of having each one be separate. Which each are dedicated to like creating a specific thing. So this area does reinforced plates. I think this one does rotors. Yes. And there's a couple more that go down there with partially built walls because I don't have windows yet, so I haven't like gone too far on it. Nearly walked into a wall because I was looking at chat. Here I've got this building that is currently making the things for phase 2, so I've got a couple of things. Like, there's a lot of inefficiency right now, like where things... I could just have one constructor, or assembler, these big ones are, but I've set up 2 for each of them, because I know that for the future, for these 2, 2 of them will be handy, and I needed the space to expand the automated wiring one, so that I can add as many as I need to, because that's one that you need a shite load of later. Trying to keep, the spaghetti, though, obviously, it's, it still happens because you need to feed things all around the factory. I've tried to keep it a little bit neater this time around, so I can kind of keep track of things, and, yeah. But, yeah, so I've done those little ones. That's that building. I say building as if they have roofs, but they currently don't. Then I've got here that is my big room of containers for when I need specific items. Which has a mild nightmare back here. Well, actually, it's not too bad, honestly. I've got some spare containers that I can move into, and I can put another row of containers when I need more things. Because I was actually thinking I probably won't go any bigger than these small containers, just because the big ones do hold a lot more, but they take up way more space, and then getting up to them becomes a big deal, and they get really high really quickly. I got 240 plus hours sharing. Okay, cool. I mean, if you're doing it on your own, because that is one thing. Doing it on my own now, I am finding there are certain things that become a lot more... Things that I previously didn't have to do as much that Longfang was doing. Like dealing with stuff in the MAM that I haven't done much of yet. I've just been kind of chipping away at when I get a second. Because I'm busy building the rest of the thing. Got a nice actual platform for the, like, what's this even called? I always forget what it's called. The hub, that's the one. So we've got a nice hub. And then over here we've got steel production. With plenty of room to expand it out. Like, I can add more of these foundries here, and add more here, and then if I really need to, I can add second layers. Well, I'll say second, I can add as many layers as I want, really. And likewise for the constructors, and I've got all this room to expand out to back here. And I think that's the main thing. Oh, there's a copper production plant over here as well. That may get wholly rehauled at some point, because I'm not 100% certain how well this one will scale, because I think I'm going to have to rip huge chunks out when I do scale it up, because I don't need much currently, but I will later on. But there's plenty of room to expand, so it's fine. Okay. Also my power plants are down here. It's actually kind of weird that the desert area, you have much less of an issue with water, because where you start is right next to this little thing called the fucking ocean. Or I guess it could just be a really big lake. Oh, I suppose. I never noticed there's just a fucking slug there. Okay. Why did I not notice the slug? Yeah. Bouncy. Yes, I know you're trying to poison me over there. Don't worry, I've noticed. Splish splash. But yeah, so this all comes into... Ooh, hello. A little coal production plant thing I've got going here, which, yeah, I've just fed the water off this huge lake / ocean, so that's not a problem. Pure ore here as well. Yeah, I keep... that's one of those things I keep forgetting to, like, ever look at whenever I put a thing down of, like, oh, is this a pure ore or a regular, like, poor quality one? I just never bother to look. I just plop the thing down and then don't think about it. Because I'm good at video games. These mushrooms are annoying and get in the way. I do need... I don't know if I can get rid of these ones with explosives. I guess I'll find out. But yeah, so I've got myself a little power thing. And the only other thing really is... oh yeah, so getting the coal is a bit of a nightmare. It's mainly for micromanaging nerds who fine-tune the overclocking like me. No, that 100% makes sense. Because that's normal. What's this one? That one's normal. That one's normal. Okay, all the ones that are right here are normal. Okay, whatever. There's obviously a lot of like these... A lot of these conveyor belts are all like the ones I had nice and early on. And I've just reallocated to bigger buildings as things have grown. But I will tidy these up and like feed them alongside along buildings and stuff, just because it keeps them out of the way. I love your ramps and handrails, by the way. Oh, thank you. I thought I was quite pleased with how this simple little thing turned out. Because of course I don't have all the aesthetic options I once had in the old factory, so it's the other reason I haven't like built up quite as high. But yeah, I shall show you where I had to get my fucking coal from because it's the closest place. And of course, yes, I have my little tractor. Newt. Because it was like, oh, I'll follow my my little thing that says where my nearest coal thing is, and I think the nearest one is like up that sheer face over there somewhere, and I was like, ah no, there's another one that's just down here, so I'll follow it out and see where it goes. Ooh. And I shall use this opportunity to have a sippy of root beer. So I like come out all the way out here and I'm like, ah, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to where the coal is. Like, it's quite a way, but you know, that's fine. That's fine. I remember having to like build a bridge over a ravine to get to the first coal in the other starting area. So I'm like, this is fine. This is fine. Oh, I've got to go up there. Okay, that's a bit of a pain in the arse. Okay, right. Well, I guess I'll go around. Whilst I smash through trees because, heck, nature, I guess? I always forget that gets a little bit too deep. But yeah, so then I got all the way here, and it's like, oh yeah, the coal is right at the top of this fucking, like, sheer cliff face. So that was fun. Yeah. How's the sleepy Easter weekend going for everyone else? Because most of it sleeping. I admittedly have also done that. My sleep pattern has gone completely to shit. I went to bed at like 10 this morning. I am, yeah. Although I've been working on a big commission that I took over from Snipe. Oh, I forgot. So building a ladder and a gantry all the way up there. Which actually, I'll go up and put some handrails on now while I'm here. Yeah, I fell trying to get everything lined up. I fell off this many times because I've become so blasé about always having thingies, a jetpack, which I of course do not have anymore. But still, we shall persevere. But yeah, I've been working on a big commission that I took on from Snipe, because she wasn't able to do the thing, just not mentally well enough. Stream. I doubt anyone's still here, but I'm streaming, so that's cool. God, that made me jump. Sorry, Goff. It's the only way to start your stream is to just atonally shout stream. Oh, fuck. Okay. I'll fill you all in a second as to what the fuck just happened. And I'll try to do it without swearing too much. I'm not going to do it without swearing too much. I'm going to be very mad the whole time. Oh, okay. So... I'm sorry, I'm still eating my make myself feel better cheeseburger. I'm afraid you're going to hear munching. I'll eat my cheeseburger and then I'll explain everything. I'll boot the game up as well. Although I do want it on record that Virgin Media can suck every inch of my balls. I'm sure I'll eat my cheeseburger and explain everything. Their apologies for eating towns. But yeah, okay, so I don't know at what point, this exact point that the stream stopped working for you folks. But I think I was doing it for like 38 minutes or so, so I guess it'd be like 40... It'd be like 740 it went down, something like that. Yeah, my internet just stopped working on wired connection, like just boom, just completely gone. Nothing working. And obviously it took me like a minute to notice because I'm looking at the game and not at my stream, Streamlabs. And so I'll go into the other room where the router is, and whenever it has this rather annoying quirk where it'll the wired connection will stop working, but the wireless will maintain working. So the thing was still working on my phone. And so I knew the internet wasn't completely down. So what you have to do in that situation is you turn it off and on again. It's very, typical tech support bullshit. So I did that, and then it just didn't turn back on. And I was like, oh, okay. So I check every connection. I go through like its power. I go through pull out the power cable. Make sure, because it's got a little power, little adapter box thing on it. Make sure all the connections are fine. Still nothing. Okay. Try it in a different plug socket. Still nothing. I check every connection to everything, even the non-power related ones, in case something was causing it to just not boot up. Still nothing. I'm like, oh. Like, if it's not turning on, I can't really do anything. So I try and get in contact with my ISP, which is Virgin Media, who we literally don't have a choice but to be with because they are the only internet service provider who will provide to this building. For complicated reasons that are too stupid to go into right now. So I try to get in contact with them. And all I can do is reach automated systems that are like, oh, we can send a technician out, and I'm like, well, I don't need you to send me a technician out because I think my router's just fucking dead. Like, you can send a technician out, but it's going to take 2 days, and my job is literally on the internet, so I kind of need it. And you're probably just going to need to send me a whole new router. But of course, there's no way for me to say that because the system is all this like on rails stuff, where you just book an appointment and then that's it. So I'm like, well, okay, I need to speak to a human. Of course, it's fucking it's a Saturday and it's Easter. So they say that there should be people in, but there isn't. But I only find that out after going through several layers of their automated security thing, because I can't just speak to a human. I have to find out, I have to get my fucking account number, my area code, all of these things that I then have to log into a separate app to be able to find that information. So I have to go dig out the password. Then it wouldn't let me in because I don't know a password that we set up 4.5 years ago and forgot about. I was getting quite mad at this point. And so it basically boiled down to the only, it wouldn't let me through, and then when I could get through to at least a bit of it, it was like, oh, there's no one available anyway. So it's like, so why did you make me answer all these questions then? And so basically, I got myself to a point where it was like, confirmed that you want to get a technician out, because that was my only option. That is my only option to get it sorted. I'm like, you know what? Before I do that, and possibly if, there's something stupid wrong that I just don't know, I'll do one final check of everything. So I pull the router out from where it normally is, unplug it from everything, like all of the connections to the actual internet stuff, pull it into a completely separate room, plug it into a new power socket, turns on just fine. I'm like, okay. I didn't do anything new. I did the same thing I'd done the last 5 times. Because I did check that the power socket it was coming from worked as well. I put something else into it to make sure it worked. And then I take it back to where it was, plug everything back in, and it just works fine now. So it was completely dead, and now it's just working fine. I was mad. I was quite mad. Thank you for putting up with that rant. It served no purpose other than to make me feel slightly better by sharing it. Welcome back from Pelicanville. It says, did line art, it looks good. Oh, I thank you, Lynn, and I'm glad to hear that. Oh, and thank you, Misery. Misery. How are we supposed to pronounce that, just so I don't pronounce it wrong in the future? Any more so than I just did. But thank you very much for the resub. And greetings from the UK. But yeah, yeah, I think you're all right. I just had to get sufficiently mad at it and do the same thing 6 times. Because, as they always say, a 6th time is the charm. So then I made myself a cheeseburger to make myself feel better. And started up the stream again. Classic Valiant Media Modern Ritual. Yeah, I just had to perform a certain ritual that I just had to guess what it was. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's working again. But yeah. It makes me grumpy. But anyway. Internet is back. Burger is consumed, and I can now get back to the stream. So, just to let you know what happened in the intervening time, because whilst I was waiting to try and get through various things, I was idly playing this. When I was up top, I found the berries I needed. I found a hard drive because there was a crash site really nearby. So I've sorted that out. Just something I didn't really need right now, but hey. And yeah. I'm now back here, and we shall continue what I was doing. Whatever the fuck that was. Okay. Whew. Which, I mean, I guess was working on phase 2. I must research the berries. Which means nutrition, that's not really super important. Okay. Alright, okay. Thank God someone who actually builds walls. I mean, I think everyone has to do the spaghetti once. And this being my second run, I am being a little bit neater than once I was. I spent the time you were off watching Thew talk about Transformers. That is never a bad choice. I'm a big fan of old Thew Adams. Let's do this. This seems like that will look neat. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I shall do that on all my little ramps. But yeah, no, I really like... like, there's a lot of different ways to do, like, toy reviews and stuff. So I'm not going to sit there and say that one's right and one's wrong or anything, because what the fuck do I know? I've only done, like, 7 of them? 7 or 8? How many have I fucking done now? I don't remember. So I'm no arbiter on this stuff, but I'm a big fan of how Thew does it, of the sort of, like, just kind of quite chill... Well, excitable, but chill, if you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Probably doesn't make sense. It's fine. Whenever I make a new factory, I tell myself I'm going to make little tunnels with foundations to hide all the conveyors, so they only pop out where they're needed via vertical lifters. That would be a very fun way of doing it. I did I did try that, like, one bit of the old factory, but it was you know, too little too late for that one. Plus, I feel you kind of need them to be like, it's more convenient to have them exposed, because, you know, like, this obviously, like, this gets a bit messy around, like, these kind of bits, but it's, you know, it's all kind of away, but if I need to feed something off them, then I easily can, so it's not really a big deal. Well, you maybe want to get Shockwave, so your review was effective in that regard. I'm glad the Shockwave is really good, the core class Shockwave. Honestly, the core class stuff has just been really good in general. Like, not perfect, of course. I have my quibbles. It would be strange if one did not, but overall, I think they're just really solid little figures, and for like just over a tenner, like they're pretty great. I've got I mentioned it the other stream. I picked up what's it called? Dracodon, I think it's called. Who is like just a little green skeleton dino, like the fossilizers, but he doesn't come apart. He's a proper transformer.
Milestone reached. Several buildings aimed at factory traversal can now be accessed in the build menu.
There you go. I was never going to actually build these things, but it was the last thing I had to research, so I thought I might as well. Have you color coded the machinery / walls? I've not seen that color in my game. Oh yeah, it's one of the default ones. It's a swatch number 11. I did try and have one. I did try and have this. Let's do it on one of these. So everything would look like it was a Constructicon, because I'm a fucking nerd. But when I set that to be the default, it never worked. It only that's a point. Yeah, it never worked. It only like would allow me to manually set it, but if I tried to make it automatic, it just assigned no swatch to it, so it was just solid black, which was rather annoying, I will admit. I should probably start. I'll just put a little chest around here because it's sort of my whole area that I hang around in. For just gubbins that I don't need right now, and possibly won't need ever in the case of the Mercer but I don't just want to be lugging around with me all over the place. So I don't really need them for much right now. Oh, Excol, yeah. The new, I say new, it's the Kingdom one, so it came out like a year ago. Cyclonus is fucking great. The Kingdom Cyclonus and the Studio Series Nor are the two toys that I basically credit with being the reason why I got back into Transformers, like from a toy perspective, because they're just so fucking good. And I was like, oh, these are great. Like, the Cyclonus finally has both of his modes look good. We've never had that before. Cyclonus can have a good bot mode, or a good, like, spaceship mode. Like, the G1 spaceship mode's actually alright. But his bot mode's fucking shocking, and, yeah, let's just dump some extra shit in here while I'm over here. Just to speed things up for ease of stream. But yeah, yeah, he's always had to suffer from one lumpy mode in order to get one good mode, whereas this is the first time he's had two good modes, at least for a Hasbro figure. Like, I'm sure there's a third-party one out there somewhere that does it well, but I'm not really a third-party figure kind of guy. Or at least I'm currently not. I'm sure I will, once that bug bites me, it will be terrifying. Welcome back. What happened to the stream? My internet fell off. I had to fix it. Oh, nice, Lynn. Nice. I can say that when I first got a double bed over a single bed, I was like, well, never ever going back to a single bed ever again. I mean, that happened before I was married, so, you know. Or living with Snipe. God, I really need my thingies, my quartz signs. Satisfactory. It is indeed satisfactory. Okay, this should speed things up a little bit. Because obviously it's still got a ways to go on these items it needs to build. But it's chipping away. Cool. Cool. Okay, right, then let's go and investigate the MAM so that I can start unlocking some bits and pieces I need. Like an explosive so I can get rid of this fucking rock. I guess I can get rid of the, I need some fuel. Let's quickly make some fuel. Exciting. Dangerous game. I played Factorio during the initial lockdown and lost track of the sun and moon cycle. Yeah, that'll happen. That'll happen. Oh, Christian, I'm really glad you enjoyed the video, and I'm sorry that you were going through a rough time, but I'm glad it helped. I hope you're feeling a bit better right now. What was I doing? Oh yes, soaring down this oddly stripy phallic object. What? I chainsawed a rock. I chainsawed a giant boulder the size of a small boulder the size of a large boulder. I removed it. I'm not supposed to be able to do that. Have you had your Mechanicus moment where you look at something like a belt or pipeline and just don't know what it does anymore? I had that in the old factory a few times. But not here. I do know what everything currently does. Oh yeah. Let us investigate the MAM. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Happened, Lynn. Although I'm pretty sure it is not supposed to be able to do that. I think it's just a bit of an anomaly. Okay, right. Sulfur would be useful because then I can get explosives, which means I can get rid of some of the shite that's around there. Do you need yellow power slug? Okay. I think what I might do is let us power up. Yeah, so put Monster Energy drink into the chainsaw. That's what it does. It will destroy all objects in a wide radius. And I'm glad you're feeling better, Christian. That is good to hear. So the one I really need is the weird the triangled bar, the versatile framework. I need more versatile framework. Okay. Right, so let's speed this up a smidge. Just because if I can get this done during the stream, that would be great. Cool. Okay. I built a 1/48 scale kit recently. Oh, nice. Yeah, actually, that's rather detailed. Pose it punting a space ring. I cannot judge anyone for like posing their figures, considering how much fun I have like posing figures for my Transformers reviews. Which I shall be filming another one tonight. Oh, I say filming, I'll be filming the B-roll for it. I don't need the twatter anymore. I have this twatter. It's a better twatter. Okay. Okay. I'm somewhat disoriented from everything that happened earlier. I'm like, what am I doing? What was my plan? What am I streaming? Why am I streaming? Okay. Okay. First off, I'll just go grab a bunch of the big steel bars, or as many that I currently have, and jam them into the thing to hopefully make that thing spin by a little faster. God, I miss my jetpack. I miss my jetpack. Desperately need my jetpack back. Although this is building pretty darn fast. That's all going smoothly. Yes, good night hugs to your ferrets, Hippie. They are adorable. Why are we here? Just to satisfy the factory? It demands blood from rocks. Yes, yes. We are only here to satiate mother capitalism. And that is all our purposes in this world, apparently. Here's the thing that needs doing. I need to tidy up this splitter. Because it's a bit of a mess. Because this was built before I had everything else set up. Okay, so that needs to go there, that needs to go there, that needs to go there. Alright. So, it needs to come in really at ground level. Okay, cool. Nah, it's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to do it there. Okay. Right then. Splitter! Boom. It's like, I might not have the actual, oh yeah, it needs to be a quicker one, doesn't it? Because it's combined. I was going to say, yeah, I don't necessarily have all the walls, but if he set up these now, then at least I don't have to set them up later. There we go. Why is the build mode called Zoop? Do not know. Do not know. If someone knows, please, please let us all know, really. Just what it's called. But it does look very satisfying to have all the little things feeding out of there. All the controlled chaos inside the buildings. It's very satisfying. Because it's fun to say, I suspect. I think that is probably true. They were just like, oh, you know, you do it and you like Zoops. And they were like, what did you say? Oh, I said it Zoops. And they were like, that's the best name for that. Oh, man. We should make you CEO. Just feed some shit into there just to help top up my thing. So what do I want next, actually? Because I've mostly just bought little bits and pieces that I needed for what I was specifically building. So I don't really need any of those yet. Attachments, yeah, power things. I actually just generally need power things, which I think I need to find. Could do with more sulfur. I don't know where any is. I looked it up, and it is literally short for zooping. Good. Buildings hide your spaghetti. Exactly. Oof. Wow. Okay, so it's only 2 kilometers to go get some sulfur, so that's a problem for later me then, because I don't need it for anything I'm currently building. Because that's up in the other area. Okay, cool. Right, so this is all carrying on as intended. Yeah, I shall build some... Actually, that's a point. I suspect I need to find out what's holding everything up currently so that I know what I need to expand. So for reinforced iron plate, it's screws, which makes sense because they're kind of slow to produce currently. Well, they're not slow to produce, it's just you need a massive amount of them. I assume this is probably going to be the same. Yeah, screws again. So screw production is a priority right now. And iron rods, which also ties into the screws because I need them. Need iron rods for screws. God, I really need to find the recipe for easier screws. That would make things so much easier. Do you use beacons much? Generally, yes. I just haven't in this save yet because I haven't needed to. I think I have a few on me. Or not. I thought I did. Huh. Did I put them in my little thingy? No. Huh. Well, thank you for mentioning them because now I remember that I need to actually build some. Because they are profoundly useful. What I would like to do is make more extensive use of trains in this factory as well. Which I think is one of the reasons why I've made it into lots of little buildings, because it means that I can just feed trains down these holes. You know, the train holes. Like, provided I might have to, you know, move things up a little bit, but, like, I'd even be able to feed them down these thin ones if I really need to. Atomic trains. Well, I mean, technically, at a certain point they will be, because they will be powered by a nuclear power plant. Okay. Oh, yeah, I wasn't even fucking... That was what I was doing. I'm just so scatterbrained. Okay, 10 beacons, that'll do me. And then I need a bunch of modular frames to feed to the machine. Wibb's train hole. Yeah! Don't be mocking my train hole. Wib, every day you venture further towards model train making, as we all do. I do literally have a train set that's... Well, actually, I have 2, technically. Kaz sent me a toy one a while ago, which was adorable. Just as a random present one day, which is lovely. And I do have... I recently got... I say recent, it's like a year ago now, but what is time in pandemic years, you know? I did get my childhood train set, which was in my dad's loft, which I don't have the room for in the flat we're currently in. Like, we barely have the room to do well, anything really. It's a tiny little flat. Um, so I won't really be able to do anything with it until we move somewhere bigger, which we don't know when that'll be. But and plus, I need to find out how much of it still works because it's not been used in like a couple of decades, so it might not be in the best of condition. At least not all of it. Some of it seems pretty good, pretty together. Especially my Flying Scotsman and Intercity 125. I get that, Novarogi. My train set was actually built by my granddad. It's like a nice, sweet memory that he built me like a full thing with like it had a little village in the center and everything. Unfortunately, the majority of the buildings were kind of beyond repair, but some of them are still fine, and it's really really adorable. Okay, right. So I'm feeding that. I'm feeding that. Oh, I've actually completed that one part of phase 2. Okay, good. Because what I will do is once a thing for phase 2 has been completed, is I can then start getting rid of the conveyors that lead stuff in, because it is no longer necessary. And that means that I can then move this without any fear of accidentally deleting any objects. That would be very annoying. Okay, right. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know. Right, so screw production is on the agenda. So I can add a couple more screw machines pretty easily without having to faff around too much. So let's just quickly do that. Constructor. Oh, I say not too much. I need to get fucking... Helps if you've actually got the items to do it, mate. Dad used to do World War II dioramas and is used. The only thing we still have from his move from Australia is a tiny lead Stalin. Alright. You see, this is a thing that, like, I know there was, like, a couple of people who took it quite like I was being insulting, and, like, I could have worded it better, but when I was asked in a Q&A thing on my side channel about, like, painting, and they asked about historical wargaming and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't... I have problems with historical wargaming because it's like, you know, you paint it like, you know, in most historical wars, at least one of the sides, and usually both or all wars are not just simple one versus the other. After all, often anyway, are complete bastards, and I would feel not great about painting them up. I don't want to... Like, the obvious extreme example is painting up Nazis, but, you know, even lower key things still make me feel a little bit weird. Because, yeah, it gets a little weird. And that's no judgment on anyone who does it. Like, if they're able to, like, compartmentalize and, like, make it so that doesn't bother them, then cool. I'm glad they have a thing they like. But it's just a bit weird for me personally. Doesn't feel right. Oh, good. I completely forgot to pick up more thingies. Russia were technically allies. Yes, but Stalin was a monster. Like, Stalin in specific was a monster. Which, yeah, I think the way I worded it was that, like, when I'm like painting miniatures, I prefer the fascists that I paint to be fictional, which I think is sort of a simple way of putting my kind of thoughts on the thing. And I'll say I hold no judgment to anyone who does it. Like, plenty. I have encountered many a person who is lovely and their politics aren't terrible or anything. Who collects historical war games doesn't mean anything. It's just makes me feel a bit weird. I just prefer the fascists I paint to be fictional. Which then annoys a whole group of other people when you call the Imperium of Man fascist. They're not fascist. Actually, I think you'll find. Like, no, they're an autocracy. Like, you need to get a life. I've read Fascism by Umberto Eco. That means I've read one more thing about it than the person making the argument has. So I can act like a smartass. Anyway, into less awful things. God, I really want the better power poles. I think they come from the MAM somewhere. For me, something like British troops, colonial British troops, and Wargame would never be something. Would never something I'm into. Yeah, 100%. It's why, like, like I can't like deny that the dress sense of like the red coats of like the like colonial British forces doesn't look snazzy as shit. But yeah, like it's Praetorians, the 40k faction that uses that. Yeah, it's a bit uncomfortable in context, and so I'm like, yeah, I can live without that. And the best you can say about the Imperium that they probably aren't capitalists. That's something which I would be interested to see a little bit more diving into, because I'm a boring old man of the economic systems of various imperial worlds. Because I think thinking about it in like about the Imperium in pure left-right like things will not give you much useful to work with, I don't think. Yeah, I need to get rid of all this because I'm going to be relocating this, so yeah, I might as well get rid of this one because this ain't going to be used anymore. Did you read the Warhammer crime novels? I have not. I have not read much at all recently. A depressingly little amount, in fact. I meant to have this year be one of my big, I'm going to get back into like reading novels again properly things, and then just never did. Because I had other things to get on with. It's a little upsetting, but hey, it is what it is. If it cheers you up, Necromunda accidentally made female Imperial Fist Space Marines canon. Oh, really? How on earth did that happen? Okay, cool. Right, well, that one's done. I think part of the thing about trying to nail down like the I'll just pop these back in here. They'll sort themselves out. When it comes to trying to work out like what's going on with the economic system of the Imperium, it's difficult because we do see some worlds that are obviously working on some kind of capitalist system, but the Imperium as functionally the state operates on a different level. So it's And a lot of what we see is purely from imperial, like capital I, imperial war machine, like perspective is what we see it from. So you don't get the best feeling often for the what's actually going on there. And I think largely it's just different worlds work different ways. As long as they supply their tithes, the Imperium doesn't really care too much. Although I think it's safe to say that most of them are working on some form of authoritarian system. One of the events is... Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting, Nova. Interesting. As I say, I think trying to look at them through... we don't know enough about how their economic system works to really label them as capitalist or socialist or whatever. And I think it differs greatly from world to world. Like, I'm happy to say the Imperium is fascist because that's not an economic system. That's a political ideology, which is often include each other but are not necessarily the same thing. But they are not socialist because workers do not control the means of production, nor is there any effort to try and make a classless society. So it would only be socialist in the sort of way, at best, you know, when someone calls, like, you know, when Ben Shapiro calls the UK socialist, it's that kind of thing. As in, not. Okay, that's true. There are times when the workers are the means of production, but that's a little bit different. Yeah, honestly, I think you might be right there, Mod Hale, that a lot of it is much closer to something like feudalism. Like, I think a lot of people are... I'm just running around in circles, I realise. A lot of people are closer in, like, thing to, rather than being a worker, to being, like, a serf. What the fuck am I doing? Ah, yes. Right. So that's building. So we need to look at the MAM and see what we need to build next for the MAM. Okay. But yeah, honestly, I think, yeah, you're looking very much into, like, they're very, like, into their mercantilism and such. Because it's all based around, like, the older kind of ways of doing things. Because it's all, like, pseudo-fantasy, pseudo-medieval sort of stuff they're going for, so it, okay, let's try and get the, did I not hook that up? No, I didn't set those to actually what they build. God, I'm smart. But yeah, I'll go and grab some... There we go. I shall go and try and grab some stuff off some enemies so that I can get some more inventory, for that is always useful. Sorry, one sec, I just got a text. Okay. If you want to get drill right down to it, you could call the Imperium a fascist authoritarian technocracy. I mean, yes. That's the thing. People get kind of like bogged down in the weeds, and by people I mean people who make terrible YouTube videos, who are trying to convince you of ideological leanings and not being open about it. See, me, I'm open about it. I'm a leftist, and I make content, and sometimes that is going to my ideology is going to it is going to inform my content, because that's how ideology works. It affects what you make. But yeah, some people try and like obfuscate it and like say, oh, they're not really fascist because they have commissars, which are a communist thing, and it's like, shut up. Like, yes, those things come from the USSR, but the key thing there is that they were authoritarian. Like, that's what causes that, not the communist part. Because really, they just borrow from various, like the Imperium is like a grab bag of different authoritarian regimes and aesthetics all over. So it does borrow from the USSR. It borrows from Nazi Germany. It borrows from fascist Italy. It borrows plentifully from older authoritarian things like various monarchies and stuff, like, because yeah, it's just how these things work. That's the other one I need, isn't it? It's the alien organs, which come from the other ones.
You are so lucky that you found this most valuable artifact.
Politics in my Snipe and Whip? I know. It was very funny when everyone got mad at us. When I say everyone, I mean like 5 guys, but those 5 guys got real mad and they refused to make burgers anymore. Is this going to be too deep to ford? No. We are okay. Excellent. Yes, they borrow a lot from Rome, and of course when you're talking about Rome, like, there's no one such thing as, oh, the Roman Empire. That's a lot of different things you're really talking about. God, when you don't want to be attacked by bad guys, they're just crawling up your dick hole all the time. But the moment you're actually like, no, I want to invite, I am looking to cause problems on purpose, they're all hiding from you. What's that? Oh, it's just some screws. Okay. Because it's just from the crash thing. Got any bad guys? No? Okay. Oh, no! Ah, you're actually one of the ones I want. There we go. Any more of you fuckers about? Because I want there to be more of you fuckers about. Oh, good. Exactly what I had on me. And just what was around here as well, so that's useful. That looks like a giant pistachio. It does indeed. It does indeed. And the key thing is the Imperium treats people like actual literal fuel for the machinery to power itself, and that shouldn't be overlooked as something horrifying morally. Yeah, exactly. Isn't there a scanner thing for finding enemies? Yes, but you get that much later on. I do not have that currently. I think you researched that through the MAM, I believe. Oh, shit. Okay. Helps if I actually put fuel in my thing, doesn't it? have a bunch, but let's make some more. It's never bad to make some more. Ah, welcome back, Seamus. But yeah, in short, because I am just like, you know, when you're waffling over playing a video game, you may not make the most cogent points. But my point is, Imperium bad has a lot of allusions to real world politics. You cannot divorce that from it. But it's also not a one-to-one on anything in particular because it's a grab bag, and it's so large and diverse that it's impossible to really say what they do. And since they don't really talk about its economic system in depth, we can't really say a lot of things if they are particularly accurate. And whilst I find it interesting, I'm not saying that GW should talk about its economic system either. Like, they don't need to. It's not important for them to establish a world and a tone. Not everything has to be Star Wars, where they insufferably explain every little element of the universe to you. You can just be a bit vague about some things and just let the consumer, you know, interpret it how they will. Almost like it's art. Oh, hello.
I have taken ill and need your help to find a cure. Doctors say that the only remedy is alien artifacts.
But I want to add a page to Wikipedia. Yeah. Hexen planets may actually be benevolent communist communes as long as they meet their tithes and stay out of what the ecclesiarchy considers heresy. Yeah, exactly. But do Trandoshans regrow hands? Yes, they do. I looked it up. They do indeed. Until they get so old. Once they become sort of like the upper end of like middle age, they stop being able to do it apparently. Because I looked it up because I needed to for my Star Wars D&D character. Oh, there was something that people. I realised, how is James Workshop going to make the squats into bastards? You see, my hope is because you know the whole concept of like 40k means that every faction has to be a bit morally grey. And the squats were morally grey, like, in the past, like, lots of them, well, I say morally grey, I mean, like, you know, they were like any real-world thing where, you know, you can't just sit there and go, like, I might sit there and go, well, the British are terrible, and, you know, just don't, if you find a British person, just walk away, because they're terrible. But, you know, most of my closest friends are British. Oh, I just squished some nuts. You know, like, there are good British people, as much as if you turn on the news it doesn't feel like that. And the squats kind of felt a bit like that. My hope is that all I really want from them is that I would love for them to just establish that there is a human originating faction that didn't do the Imperial xenophobia shit and got on just fine. I want something else to point to other than the Interrex to go, when people say the Imperium had to become this in order to survive, the text says no. And it already does, it's already in a book, it already explicitly states that, you know, people were getting on fine, and then the Imperium happened. But, it would be nice if they were able to get a little bit more. We had a more mainstream thing to point to that. Big British nut squish. What about female squats? We're getting a Discord thing. Don't know right now. I would like if we got female squats in some form. I don't mind if they do a Discworld style thing. That wouldn't bother me because I love the Discworld, and so anything that reminds me of Discworld makes me happy. What was I doing? Oh yes, I say that a lot, don't I? I'm just going. What was I doing? Oh yes, this is the thing. Oh shit, I meant to do the alien organism thing. What was it? What was it? I needed the alien organisms on for. Oh, it was for that, yeah. Okay, right. Well, I've just got to wait for that to tick over and then I'll do it. Yeah, my best hope is the squats are away from the Imperium and surviving. Hell, if they can join armies like Farsight, that'd be amazing. But it might be a bit too much to ask for. Yeah, yeah. I'm realizing that I really have a type. It's like, oh, what are the armies that I've been I collect? It's like, okay, so I've got my Rebel Grots. I've got my Spirit Host army that's an Exodite force. And even my Space Marine army are supposed to be a fleet-based chapter who spend most of their time far away from the Imperium proper. So I'm like, yeah, no, and I'm like, oh, if I collected a Tau army, it'd definitely be a Farsight Enclaves army. I think, yeah, I've just got a type. Rebel Grots being AstroTurf my squads. See, I'm hoping that if the squats are like an unaligned faction, which I really hope they are, I don't think they're going to be fully unaligned. I really hope they are, but I don't think that's going to happen. But if they are, I will be getting some to assist my Rebel Grots. I want to have Rebel Squats help my Rebel Grots. That feels like that would be fun. And to be fair, the side little army that I'm making for my Grots, I say making, I mean have planned out, have only made one thing for. But it was a Shadow Sword, so, you know, it was a pretty big one thing. Is going to be running on Astra Militarum rules, and if there's one thing that the squats they'll let them align with, it'll be the Imperial Guard. So I'll be able to do it one way or the other. Oh yeah, Lynn, it's ridiculous. There's just too much. Way too much. It's a real fucking sausage pie in the most upsetting way. Just fucking tedious bold dudes yelling all the way down. I was about to say, what am I doing again? But yeah, as I've said on multiple streams already, any talk about the squats is pure speculation at the end of the day. So, you know, I have my hopes, and I keep my fingers crossed for my own pet theories about how would be best to re-implement them. But who knows? Who knows what they're going to do? Yeah, the Demiurge they were explicitly stated to be an alien race, so I'm not my sort of opinion is that they are probably going to keep them as a separate entity because they were quite careful when they made them to keep things with enough like separation that they can be you know, a different thing if they choose them to be, but they also can be the same thing if they wanted them to be in their original incarnation. But I don't know if they will carry on that sort of thing. But yeah, ultimately, everything's gonna get retconned. Like, everything's... They're gonna do what the fuck they want. Gosh darn it. I think it's in phase 3 you get hold of the better cables. Because I'm just going to go through my entire, like, factory and rip out all of these old ones. Because they're just so annoying and small. And you can add just enough to them for them to be fucking useless. What are we even making here? Ah, yes. Nice. Why aren't you getting power? I detached something, didn't I? I detached something I didn't mean to. I'm assuming one of the cable I disattached was not, in fact, connected to what I thought it was. Yes, it went straight through. Interesting. Yes. The Volus in Mass Effect were fantastic. It's true. In the multiplayer, I had a lot of fun playing their. They had a Vanguard, I believe, who used biotic powers to just be a small angry ball of violence. It was pretty great.
Remember in the character select screen how it was standing on a crate?
It was standing on a crate, yes, which was pretty good. They proved that. Yeah, it was a Vanguard that was called biotic god. Good, yeah. I played them a little bit. My big thing was Krogan Warlord. Fucking love the Krogan Warlord. That was so much fun to play. He had hammer.
If you had a shield, you were playing it wrong.
If you ever fired a shot, you were playing it wrong.
Yes. Also, Cabal, I can't remember. The female Turian.
Yeah.
You had to host because the netcode would get fucked for some reason when you played her and wasn't hosting.
Yeah, it would get weird.
Also, hi chat, I hope you're having a lovely night.
Oh, actually, that is a good point. Yeah, the squat model plus Saurus head. That would actually be not too far away from a Krogan.
A Krogan?
Alright, okay. I'll just keep running backwards and forwards, and eventually the factory will build itself. That's my plan. Okay, need reinforced iron plates, so let's just throw some of those in there, because I'm getting close to finishing off phase 2. I really need steel beams that I really need. Okay, I have a plan to get more steel beams. Yes, Yasriel? Is it Yasriel? But yes, it's basically 3D Factorio. And honestly, I really liked Factorio, but I like this better. Ah, fucking yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, I got excited. I've been trying to get that fucking thing. Okay, right. Need a bunch of that. That doesn't mean I have to... okay. Okay. My celebration is slightly dimmed by the fact I'll have to rip out this entire area. But it'll be fine. Ba-ba-ba. I see you heard the casting call. What? What? I needed 2,000. I read it for some reason as 1,500, but no. That's why it's important to actually read the things that the game tells you before making decisions. After drawing a recent string of YouTube vids, not sure why. It's been entirely on point for me. Oh, thank you very much. It's been a weird few months, I won't lie. With a lot of outside weirdness going on, but I think we have. In general, I think the videos we've put out have been pretty good. I've been happy with them. I'm glad other people seem to be enjoying them as well. Right, so now that's entirely disattached from that. So that will just kick that out there. So that will help with the other things. And then I swap all these over to alternate screw. And actually, yeah, I should be able to actually keep all of this. Because this side of it will all work the same. I just need to feed in a new supply, which I can do from over here. So I can just feed that down here, and then that'll be fine. It'll be a little messy. I guess I can just split off both and then merge them, so it doesn't just borrow all from one side. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll work. Okay. I need to get up top first, though. I do a ladder somewhere, didn't I? Yeah, these things are technically just hovering there, by the way. I am aware. I haven't yet unlocked the bit of architecture in order to sort it out. Hippity mountain screws. Oh, let's get on that then. I just want you to know, Wib, I'll still go back to the old Let's Play videos, and they're still great. They really capture the same energy I found from your streams. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I honestly, we do keep meaning to do some more Snipe and Web plays, but just things don't end up working out, and we just don't get around to doing it. It's not like, you know, but we do want to. There may be a gameplay video coming out relatively soon. You're currently talking to someone about an interesting video that we'll be doing. So, yeah. Some of my all-time favourite Snowboard plays the U Testament. Oh, fuck yeah, that's an old one. I hadn't thought about that in a long time. That was a video game that existed. Weird guy made those things. Weird guy. Okay, right. No, wait, that needs to be... just to keep everything flowing. And we have a merger. shall pop here for simplicity. And we will ignore that it is going through that pole for the time being, because we can do something about that later. Like, not super neat, but again, we shall work on that as things go. All right, let's. I'll get some panels, and then this should be working. Or do you finally see that VR might get me finally be getting an actual competitor to the Quest 2? Pico Neo Thrilling. Oh, nice. Interesting. I need to get playing more VR stuff. Because you literally gave us a headset in order to do it, and need to see what's about now. Because it's been a little while since I had my initial look and initial playthrough. Well, we'll have to look into that then, won't we? Boop. And boop. Okay. Ma'am. Bridge crew. We do have bridge crew. I need to play it.
Dimension has been inflated.
Oh, my pocket dimension got inflated. Fucking love it when my pocket dimension gets inflated. That was something I was going to do, which was to swap the things over. So I'm creating to sort out my steel production so it evens things out a little bit. That would be sensible. Alright. Okay. I'll join it if we can find time. Oh yeah, that'll be fun. That'd be fun. Just have to be in the States because that's where my headset is right now. That is fair. That is fair, Len. Well, we'll sort something out when you're over there. Because that sounds like sounds like some good fun. Oh yeah, it's this one, isn't it? And just keep building. Okay. Oh, heavy. No, it is like the bit. One of the big problems with VR is that even when it's like it's a cool little novelty. It's a cool thing that you can experience, but when it's talked about as like, oh, this is the future of gaming, blah, blah. That's just not true. Like at least for how it currently stands, because there's too many barriers in the way. The actual raw hardware is expensive, and in order to fully experience it, you need room. If you don't have room, you're kind of fucked. Like we like I mentioned earlier, we have a small little flat. There we go. I just had to find the pixel that it was happy with selecting. And yeah, a lot of people with certain medical things like can't really do VR as well. It's a weird thing because it is both cool, but it is like I don't think I don't think it's in its current format. I don't think it is the future. I think it is an interesting little thing. Hibby, if you ever find yourself in the terrible, terrible East Midlands of the United Kingdom, then we will then you can play Phasmophobia on our VR headset. Okay. Need to just get some items to expand my steel production. Although I should probably check how much power I am currently using. Oh yeah, I've got plenty to play with. Okay. I didn't want to add a bunch of stuff and then have to completely rehaul my power system, because that would be a pain in the butthole. I don't feel like dealing with a painful butthole today. Half of the fun of streaming in the same room with someone who is not streaming is saying things out of context that make them laugh when they're trying not to. It's very fun. I can recommend it. Right, I'll have to... Ah, yeah, Good. Past me future-proofed that a little bit by making it so that it only came in there out of convenience. Ah, see you, Shanus. You have a good sleep. Okay, right, that needs to be a splitter. Then we pop. Nice mint wall there. Also need a splitter here. I mean, technically I can just make it a corner, but, you know. If I put a splitter in here now, it means that I don't then just have to rip the whole thing out later when I expand it. Yeah, I'm actually trying to think about, like, future-proofing these things these days. Hello, weird flappy bird lizard. Hi. Hi. A merger for this one. There we go. Oh good, the thing is talking in my brain. I like it when it does that. It's so calming to me. Can't wait till I get the new poles. Am I gonna have to... I need to build 2 fucking poles. I guess I could buy the wall sockets. That would probably actually free myself up a little bit, so I might do that shortly. Is that not? Oh, I haven't actually set what it's building yet. There we go. Okay, right, so everything's getting enough coal. It's iron ore. Oh yeah, of course the iron ore's not hooked up yet. Wonder why I was having trouble getting iron ore. Maybe because I'm an idiot. There we go. Sorry, I just looked down at this burb. The burb, it's just going to do what it wants. It goes where it wants. Where's it gone, actually? It's a bit like these large men. You cannot feed the bird, as far as I'm aware. You know, I've never tried. Let's see if the bird wants a nut. Where's it gone? The bird denies it's not. Hey, big lad. Do you want a nut?
They're just
No.
normal men.
Oh.
Innocent
Oh.
men.
Oh. So I found a hack. If you eat a nut right underneath its gunt, it breaks its walk cycle. Apparently. So that's good to know, I guess. I think it was actually completely unrelated to my actions, but it was an amusing thing.
They're just men. Normal men.
Just normal men.
Just innocent men.
It does not want my nut. Although I didn't notice, I've never really, like... It does make little... I don't know if you can hear it, but it does make little noises. Little trills. They are very cute. The bird can use doors. This is true. This is true. Although not walls, apparently. It doesn't really understand the concept of walls. Which does make it like a real bird. Okay, oh yeah, I didn't hook up the back end, did I? It'll be producing, but it won't actually be sending it anywhere, which means it's kind of next to useless. Let's just hook this stuff up. So a couple of merges. Just did the wrong way, didn't I? Yep. Always the wrong way with merges. It's just how I do things, apparently. No, that is the wrong place. It is wrong and bad. There we go. All is fine. See, that's a much more healthy amount of steel beams. Although I suspect I will need many more foundries running to properly fuel this. New owl house. Yes, I keep meaning to watch that. I have not yet got around to it. Always the wrong way with mergers, and that's how Webb was fired from the executive team. Exactly, exactly. I'm very, very bad at capitalism, I guess? Which, yeah, checks out. Okay, right. I'm sick of that thing talking in my goddamn brain. That's it, I'm gonna go get it. There's a sphere or a the S up there. Summer sloop or whatever they're called. I see it. Ah, good. I was able to just... sometimes getting off from ladders is a little bit of a tricky concept, so sometimes you have to add a little support for yourself. It was an S. There we go. Yeah. There we go. I mean, I know I didn't need to jump down onto here to do that, but I wanted to. And sometimes that's more important. Ow. Alright, how much is that producing? Answer is a lot. It can't really come any faster. Well, it's only on Mark II belt. So let's... Okay. I need more of the things that I set myself to produce a lot of in order to upgrade that belt. Okay, that's fine. Hibby, no. Hibby, no. No. my kingdom for a quartz labeling system. Yeah, because I think it's sort of like phase 3 where you actually get like a lot of the bird, where you get a lot of the shit you actually need. So I'll be looking forward to that. Why not? Let's upgrade all of it while I'm here as a treat. And then if I upgrade this, just gets things moving a little quicker. Guess that's fine for now. Cool, that's now filling up. Oh god, I'm getting dangerously close to having to do the same with my coal. Actually, that's only at 2, so I can do that. I think you got the belt coming out of one of the miners. That one's got it, that one's got it. Yeah, they're all got. They're all Mark 3s. What was it doing? I guess. I just can't wait till I get my Mark 5 belts again. No worries, Mobius. I do appreciate people looking out and making sure that I'm not making silly mistakes that will frustrate me to no end later. Alright. Cool. Right, well, I guess the only sensible thing to do now is to go and grab a bunch of resources and jam them into the automated stuff over there to speed up the process a little bit so we can complete phase 2. And then I'll have a quick... I'll see what I can do, because I've kind of forgot a lot of the things that you can do with it, and I'll probably end up wrapping up, which unfortunately doesn't mean the stream itself isn't very long, but with the like hours intermission, it does mean that it'll be finishing about the right time. Oh, and thank you, Lynn. You go, and I hope work goes nice and smoothly for you. I too have work to do once I've done the stream because I woke up stupidly late. So I hear. I'll have to take a look, Hibby. Is that the one that's, isn't it made by the Dusker guy, who I always forget his name? Because yes, I'm going to write about lesbians for money. Hey, someone's got to do it. Might as well be you. Alright, okay. I just need to produce more steel beams. Steel beams. Okay. If you're doing horror, World of Horror is always fun. We did do multiple streams of that, if I remember correctly, a while ago now, because Snipe got really into it. Very cool game. Very cool game. Yeah, the premise is you are tasked with exploring the bottom of a blood trench at the bottom of a blood ocean on an alien planet. Isn't that the plot to an episode of Metalocalypse? I do not say that as if it's a problem, by the way. Alright, so I think I need to increase the production of steel ingots. So I'll add another couple over here, and yeah, that should be fine, probably. Just need to get the resources to do it. Okay, cool. Slam into the wall we go. It is the only way to arrest your speed. Is to slam yourself violently into a wall. There was a full version of Suckerful of where you date Cthulhu, the Princess in Yellow, and Nyarlathotep. we have a bit. We've been made a bit reticent about doing dating games because we did used to play a bunch of them. Well, we say a bunch of them. We went through a phase of like doing them on the channel. But we ended up like there's a few videos that we started recording and then didn't because we ended up with some real just fucking gross games. They weren't like explicit or anything, but they were just like very upsetting to deal with, and we were like, yeah, didn't feel good about it. I think that kind of made us a bit reticent to go near them again. Although I do keep meaning to do the Okasan run in Hatful Boyfriend, that is true, Heavy.
I've done it, and it's worth it.
I know you've done it. Okay. Nearly there. We're doing it. There we go. Now to build 30 modular frames. I don't have Warpath here, so I'll just use this battery charger for our camera. Oh, I wasn't saying the Cthulhu game was going to be like that. Just it, you know, it's we were burned one too many times, and it made us a little reticent, you know. I'm glad, Hibby. I'm glad that you are finally acknowledging on behalf of your countrymen that you can't spell the word humour. I'm joking. But not as much as I wish I was. Computer keeps redlining the UK spelling. Yeah, I'm currently going through it. It's been really annoying. I keep doing things because in Google Docs it's like, oh, do you want to change the spelling to British English? I'm like, yes. And then I have to do that for every fucking file because it assumes that I just want to have American English all the time. And I'm like, no, what part of anything about me makes you think that I want to excise all of those U's and spell aluminium incorrectly? Hello, bird. Okay. Such an Alright, okay. Cool. Oh, good. I used up all of my things to build that. Right then. Guess a sensible way would be to just feed it around here. And then just have kind of a future-proofed kind of thing. Guess that makes sense. I hope my muttering is vaguely entertaining, because I realise I'm not really explaining what I'm doing, I'm just muttering about it. Oh yeah, I will say, like, you know, it's all a bit to be, you know, like RC about like American spellings. Like, it's a different country. You do what you want with like your spellings or anything. However, I will physically fight you on your dating system. The way in which you organize like fucking dates is fucking brain poison. Why would anyone do it like that? It's the wrong way round. It's just the wrong way round. Keep having to like, what is it? What is it? I like. There's this thing I keep using. Oh yeah, it's Streamlabs, because Streamlabs uses the American dating system. So when you adjust things for like setting a goal date, you have to use the American way of doing it, and I have to grit my teeth every time. It's fucking annoying. Makes no sense. I know why we go month, day, year. Yeah, I've heard this thing say it's like, oh, because you say August the 20th, you never say the 24th of August. And you go, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. It's a really weird one. It's one of those things I keep meaning to actually look up to find out where that started, because it is just a very strange little thing. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. So I'd love to know why they adopted that particular thing. Okay, maybe that's a bit steep. That, you know what, I'm just going to split it over here. Can I? No, it doesn't like that. Okay, fair enough. Splitter. Yeah, there's a whole thing. Like, I'm sure there's a very logical reason for why they ended up adopting that system, but it's just a really weird one to me, because it's from like a mathematical perspective, it's just the wrong way round. Like, go smallest to biggest. That's how numbers work. And it just breaks it for that one thing. It's just really peculiar. We'll never understand it. Boop. There we go. Insert those to make steel ingots. And then hook them up to another million bloody can that? Ah, yes. Messy, but it will do for now. until a better solution here. I've heard like there's a lot of things where they're just done arbitrarily a different way, purely to like. Oh my god, I fucked all that up. Everything was won over to the side because the. Oh, piss my dick clean off. Ugh. Because the little guide icon that comes up, sometime like that locks onto entrance points, but it also and exit points, but it also locks onto the central point of the thing you're creating. So it's very easy for rather than being this, which is what you want, to when you're not looking at it dead on and you're just placing the things down for it to not be fixed correctly. It's very annoying. Oh well. At least I know how to do this stuff quickly, so it's not a big deal. It's just mildly annoying. Alright, and that's like... that. Yeah. Oh, damn it. I put those one too far over, so it looks awkward and weird, and I don't like it. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I put that one slightly wrong as well, because this is just what I'm doing today. Good, good, good. Okay, right. Boop. Boop. Then I just need to hook those up to power. Okay. Cool. And here, have some of this, because I just got it while I was mining stuff. Okay, so coal, we're fine for coal, but I may have to do something about more iron, but that's fine. I can just upgrade my miners, because only one of them's a Mark II. All right. I feel like whilst I was sorting that out, many things happened in chat, and I have no idea where on earth things are anymore. So I'll let you carry on with your discussions, and I'll just be in the corner playing the video game. Okay. But yeah, okay, right. So that's now producing a lot more smoothly. I also have finished that.